guys, so I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be a story time while I'm walking my nephew. He may be walking me in the video too, so I'm going to try my best to record and get on with the story. Also, I'm going to make sure not to use people's names, well, or their gender, however you say it, because I'm not getting sued. And if anything, I can sue if I really wanted to, but I'm not. So, but this story is pertaining to work. And then I figured, I was like, oh, you know what? I have a lot of like stories I can tell you guys. I don't know why I haven't did it yet. But anyway, so let's get into it. But this happened this year. And as you guys know, I work with kids. Yes. So later on in the year, I had got moved schools. I will explain that story to you guys another time too, because it pertains to this story, but I'm going to talk to you guys about this one because I think it's funny. It's not funny, but it is a little bit, because when I see them in person, low key, because you know I don't work at that school anymore, I got a few words to say. I'm probably gonna cuss them out. Like, don't talk to me outside of work. I don't even really like talking to people outside of work. Like I said, I'm not friendly when it comes to that because my job is important, and you don't need to know my personal business and try to use it against me. But anyways, so I was working at another school because I got switched schools, right? Everything was okay. I was just trying to get a feel of everything. I was there for a good minute, I would say. And since the incident when I had to move another school, I kind of just like kept to myself since I got switched schools at this school. And I was like, you know, well, obviously I should just stay to myself, be to myself, not, you know, be too involved, not get too attached to the kids, not be too friendly with, you know, everyone, but keep it respectful and friendly to a certain extent. So I was doing that, and I was told, I think like maybe later on into it, because it was a decent amount of time, to help with another student that they needed help with. So I'm like, that's fine, you know, cool. And they're talking about like my breaks and lunches and stuff. So I'm just like, okay, that's fine, but it has to align with your time. So, because I work with an agency, and when you work with an agency, you have to make sure like your lunches and your breaks align with the time and the hours that you're working to make sure everything's accurate, right? So I explained that to them, and they're like, okay, yeah, sure. And mind you, I took my break at 10, and then I had to go to my first class that I was with, and then I had to, move to the second class that I worked with throughout the day. So I had time, but you're not supposed to take a lunch like right after you just got done taking a break, right? So during that time, I helped the teacher that I was with, helping her with like other supplies, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So then later on, I guess the second classroom that I was in, the teacher is not confrontational. So the principal had called me up to the office, and I'm thinking like, oh yeah, they're gonna let me go, but it was just about my schedule. So basically, I had to help another student because there's certain protocols that the teachers couldn't do. They didn't have the certain credentials to do it. So that's when my job comes in and I could do it, which I didn't mind helping the student. So I was like, yeah, sure, like I can do it. So she goes to tell me that you have to have a break like at 1 when it's almost time for them to go, and then you take your lunch at 11. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, I wasn't doing that, because that's like working nonstop, and then you don't have a break in between. Like my break would be way later on, right? So I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. So I'm just like, yeah, like, I'll figure it out, see what my agency says. I didn't tell them. I didn't, because I was like, I'm just still going to play it cool and do whatever. Even though I was doing whatever when it came to my breaks and lunches, I still was on top of everything. Like, everyone would always tell me, like, you're on top of everything, you work really well. And I'm like, yeah, I take this, like, my job seriously, and I love kids. So, you know, I'm going to do whatever I can for them and do whatever I can for the teachers. So that happened. Then I'll probably say, when the kids had winter break, when they came back from winter break, the teacher that I'm with for my first class goes to tell me, oh, I need to talk to you about something. You know, like, I love how you work. You do a really good job, and I don't have no problems with your issues with you. I don't even need to train you or tell you anything because you know what you're doing. And mind you, I've been doing this for like 3 years, and now it's going to go on 4. So I'm like, yeah, like, what's wrong? So she goes to tell me that the teacher in the second class that I work with is like, oh, they have an issue with you, and they were asking me if I had any problems with you, and we talked to the principal, and they're trying to let you go and switch you to another school. And I told them, like, no, to keep her because you work really well and I don't have any issues with you, so I don't understand what the problem is. So I'm glad she had my back, because mind you, this teacher does things in a different way, and I'm sitting up here overthinking, like, you know, me and her may not get along, but she understood me, so it was good. Working with her, even though sometimes she could be a little, how do I say it? She could be a little harsh at times, but we managed, and she put me in charge of a lot of stuff too. So I like that, because I was in charge of a lot of stuff in my other school. So then after that, we're walking this way, sir, because there's too much commotion going on. So I'm just like, we gotta go this way. Anyways, so I just told her, like, well, thank you for telling me. So it was basically like a heads up to tell me what's going on and everything that's been said behind my back, but then want to kiki all up in my face. So I'm like, thank you for giving me a heads up, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, you know, like I said, I don't have any issues and problems with you, which is good. So after that, I go to the second class that day. And of course, they're kikiing my face, all in my face, asking me questions. Oh, this and that. And I'm like, okay, like, you have a lot to say behind my back, but can't say it to my face. And that's how I knew that the teacher was not confrontational at all, which I get, because I'm not confrontational to a certain extent either. Why do you have your tongue hanging out? He is so, and I know you guys see him like walking, basically. I mean, it's good exercise, because I don't know, I need to exercise, even though I've been working out. But anyways, so I go to the classroom, this and that, and I'm just kind of playing it cool, but now I'm not really being with all that fake stuff. So I'm really staying to myself even more, because I'm like, you're messy and you're weird. Like, stop talking to me. But I have to talk to them, because, you know, I have to manage and handle with the kids. So even though they needed help with a certain student, I still helped them, like I said, even though I was doing kind of what I wanted, because I'm also not trying to get in trouble for my agency. That's another thing. So they think that they could control you or control me because I work at their school. But mind you, I work with the agency. You don't tell me what to do. I don't work through the district. I would never work through the district. It depends, but at least this district, I would say, but I don't think at all. But anyways, so after that, let's see, maybe, my bad, you guys. Like I said, I'm trying my best to record. But I'm like, yeah, sure. What's going on? What do you need to talk about? Because I already have an odd, bad feeling about this. So they go to tell me, you know how we have to clean for the students and everything, and like clean up the classroom and help out the teacher with what they need throughout the week or going into the break. So I'm like, yeah, kind of, you know, speed it up, get to the point, because I'm getting really anxious and I'm getting really nervous. So they just go to tell me like, yeah, well, basically the teacher was just saying like, you're using a lot of Clorox wipes, you're using a lot of like cleaning supplies and everything, and it's just a lot. And they're laughing about it, and I kind of am too, because I'm like, wait, what? So they couldn't tell me that before, like, you know, the last day. And basically they were telling me too the same thing that I was assuming, like they're not confrontational and they didn't want to come off as messy or, you know, kind of I guess like bully me or for me to rear up at them. And this is where I kind of felt like it was a little bit like racist, because they're like, yeah, they know like you don't take anything from anyone and they kind of know how you are, so they also didn't want to say anything, so they were kind of like telling me. And mind you, one of the aides that I worked with in the second classroom, I'm neighbors with, unfortunately, so they were trying to sit up there and say like, oh yeah, well, I know that we're on break, so you can go and just, you know, tell me what you want me to tell her, because, you know, we're neighbors and I'll probably see her over spring break. Mind you, I'm gonna go see my nan, so no, you're not. And on top of that too, don't come to my door. I don't like you, and I don't want you talking to me about anything that has to do with work. And outside of work, my personal life is none of your business, so don't be coming to my door with that. So after that, they go to tell me like, yeah, like it's just a little too much and it's costing them because the district only gives them a certain budget, so they can't buy everything. They have to buy everything out of pocket. Mind you, the aide that works at the same agency with me and that is my neighbor is buying things out of pocket. And I'm just like, you're being way too friendly with them, when at the end of the day, tomorrow or next week, they could be like, oh, you're switching schools. We don't like how you're working, or we don't want you working for us anymore. But you want to be going beyond and overboard and helping them. So, and then on top of that too, like to a certain extent, agency aides aren't supposed to be buying anything. It's mainly like people through the district. So I'm just like, you're dumb and you can get in trouble for that, but that's not my business. And I'm not telling you that, because that's another thing. Like some of the aides too, and this other aide that's my neighbor, just thought that they knew what they were doing and thought they just knew it all. Like, you know, yeah, you got to talk to the kids a certain way and this and that. Mind you, I know what I'm doing, but I feel like they were too friendly and they weren't taking that job seriously. They didn't really, like, you just are playing around with the kids. Like, yes, you can, but you need to be teaching them stuff too. Like, I don't know, that irritated me too. So that's why I was like, certain things I'm not telling them anymore. Figure it out yourself and get in trouble, because I'm here for the kids, to help the teachers, and to gain more experience, and to pay my bills and accomplish my goals and keep myself busy. That's it, that's all. So I don't really care what you do. So then after that, after they were telling me about the wipes and stuff, then they go to tell me that also another thing, not just with the wipes, that you're playing favoritism with the kids and that you're also kind of like yelling at them. Mind you, if I've had to talk to them more than, see, you guys are probably like, girl, that's enough chances. I give the kids 5 chances. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Yes, I give them 5 chances, which you're supposed to only give them 3, but I give them 5. And after the 5th, then I have a stern, firm voice. I'm just like, okay, enough is enough. You're done. You're either going to have to take a break, or I'm just going to give you more work. And my voice is very stern, very firm. And you guys all know me, or if you're new, I'm not a mean person. I don't like being mean to kids. Definitely, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to yell at someone else's kids either. That's like another big, huge thing. Like, why am I going to yell at someone else's kids? I'm not about to do that. So after that whole situation, what are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. But basically, after that whole situation, when they explained that to me, I'm like, see, now I'm getting ticked off even more. So I told them over the phone, I was like, you know what, how about this? Now that you told me, thanks for telling me. When we come back from spring break, I'm not cleaning nothing. I'm not helping with nothing. They're on their own, and they're like, as you should, because that was wrong. And then they're trying to put me in the middle of it, and I was trying to explain to them, like, I'm cool with you. Like, I don't want no problems with you, because you're very nice, but I know that you can, go off if needed. I'm like, oh, yes, I can take it there, but I'm not. because it's my job. So I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it too much. And they were telling me too, like, you know, you're about to have a full week off of work. Don't even worry about it. And I'm like, right. So a little bit on and off. I was overthinking about it over the break, and I shouldn't have. But I was. So when I come back, what did I tell you? When I go to the second class, she's being all buddy-buddy with me, the teacher. Just all up in my face. I really like your hair. Your piercings are always so cute. This and that. Where'd you get this and that? I'm keeping it real short and simple. Thanks, and Amazon. Just go look it up. Because, like, get out of my face. Like, you're really weird. So then after that, I think maybe a couple of weeks went by in the month, and I get a call from my agency telling me that I'm not supposed to be there. I'm not supposed to be on the property. They don't want me on the property. They don't want me on the premises. This and that. Like I'm a criminal, or I'm gonna hurt the kids, or something's like, you know, wrong with me. I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, okay, is there a reason why? And they explained everything to me and how they were overdoing it, trying to lie, say this, and that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, now it's making sense. So what I did is I just ended up telling them the truth. I told them everything that was happening. I told them everything that was going on. And I told them I didn't say anything to you guys because I was trying to wait it out with the situation. And try to handle it on my own because I'm trying to keep it cordial and professional and do as much as I can. But they weren't necessarily mad at me. My agency was on my side and had my back because they're like, we've never had any issues with you. We've never had any problems with you. You work really hard. You work really well. We always get good feedback about you, this and that. And you're very responsible in your job. So I'm just like, yeah, like, you know, I kind of figured that was gonna come. So after that, basically that day I had to leave, and I go back to the first teacher that I normally work with, and they're just like, oh, you know, what's going on? I'm like, I have to leave because they said that I'm not supposed to be here, and the teacher and the principal said something. They complained. So it was so weird because, mind you, that day, I'm like, so you guys didn't want me here. I'm not allowed on the premises, this and that. I signed in to the office. I checked in. And the people in the front office said hi to me, this and that, all of that. So it was like, you guys knew the whole time. I'm just trying to be messy, make me look stupid and dumbfounded. So I got everything and I left. And the other aide that let me know about everything talked to me and was just like, where are you? What's going on? I'm like, they let me go. Like, I have to go be switched at other schools. So they're just like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, like, you know how that teacher is. Like, that teacher's messy. And then on top of that, it was so funny too. Like, I felt like after a while they knew that I could sense and feel that they were talking about me, if that makes any sense. Like, I just kept the way that I was acting and saying to myself. And then on top of that, like, sometimes even with the kids, I'm like, I love kids to death, but I'm like, ugh, like, I can't really help you guys with certain things, or I can't not necessarily discipline them, but give them some type of directions or structure because apparently I'm yelling at you guys. So after a while too, I would just sit back and let them have behaviors because I'm like, you're already accusing me saying I'm playing favoritism, and then on top of that, you're saying that I'm yelling at the kids, which is false information. So I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, you know, that was coming, but I got with the better opportunity, and all that matters at the end of the day was my agency was on my side. So I really appreciated that. But no, that's why I say with this job, I'm trying to, you know, make this money from YouTube and get my other degree to be a social worker, because I would never be a teacher. I'm sorry. No, like, and I would never do this job forever. No, like, I'm doing it in the meantime. It's getting me by. The money is good money. But when you're a behavioral aide, the teachers are definitely messy. And then on top of that, they're jealous because, see, I only have training and certificates for certain things and, like, certified in certain things, and they're not. But sometimes I would do a better job than the teachers. The aides and some other teachers that would see it would be like, yeah, you do a better job than the teacher, and they've went to school for I don't know how long, and you do a better job than them. Yeah, so that's another thing that they don't like. And that's another thing with that teacher in the second class. They didn't really know what they were doing. Like, some things, like, they didn't know how to handle behaviors, and they didn't know what to do. They were always babying them. That's why, like, the kids would be running all over them. With me, like I said, yes, I would give them, like, 5 chances, but I wouldn't let them run all over me. Like, if I would tell them, like, you need to get up and go sit down at your desk and finish your work, they got up and did it, because I'm not doing that, and you guys need to stop babying them and being so nice. So after that, mind you, because like I said, I was neighbors with the other aide. I still am, unfortunately. They would see me and stuff and try, nope, do not talk to me. Stop talking to me. Get away from me. Do not come by me. No, none of that. I don't care for you. I don't want to be around you. You don't need to know my business. And mind you, on top of that too, they're older than me. All these people that I'm talking about and have all this mess with, they're older than me. They're like all in their 30s, 40s, 50s. So yeah, people are messy. That's why I said, like, to a certain extent, people want to talk about our generation, but people that are older are messy and love drama. Like, I don't like that. That's weird. So yeah, that's all that happened. But obviously I wasn't going to be placed back at that school, which thank the Lord. But now at the other school that I'm at, I'm very thankful. And it's a better environment. But I still am trying to play it safe, just to be on the safe side, just in case, because you never know. But no. And mind you, like, when I went through that, it was kind of like a mental thing. And then, it's so messy. So I did summer school too, and I did it with the other aide that had my back and, was telling me all the information. Other people that I worked with at the other school that I got removed from, they were also telling me, like, what happened to you, like, why did you move and this and that, because you worked really good. They were trying to, like, basically, like, be messy and try to say, like, oh, they were yelling at the kids and, using too much wipes, and made a joke. Like, okay, like, it's funny about the jokes, but about the wipes, but making the jokes that I'm yelling at that's not funny. So that's another thing. I had to check them for that too, because don't be doing that. Like I said, if you really know me, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to yell at an adult, but a kid, no. I'm not going to do that. Then on top of that too, what is so funny, my agency also told me too, like, if we had any issues with you, and if this stuff was really, really true, you would have been gone a long time ago. So I'm like, right. So thank you for understanding and realizing that. Because, yeah, if I wasn't good at my job, you guys would have removed me a long time ago, right? Clearly, I'm good at my job. And they're always getting, like I said, good reports and good reviews back on my work. So, yeah, that was the story time I wanted to tell you guys about how messy, a school that I worked at with. And I didn't even have any issues with the kids. Like I said, I was helping them, actually, if anything. And they would always run to me and go to me. And then with them, they would go sometimes. Or they would always be like, oh, no, like, I want to go work with Lisa. Like, come on. Like, if I'm yelling at them or I'm so mean, they wouldn't be saying that they want to work with me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's why I always tell you guys on jobs and stuff, don't be too friendly. I don't care. Like, I know you're supposed to, like, be nice, cordial, collective and respectful and stuff like that. Yeah, you can. Nothing's wrong with that. But when it comes to that, keep to yourself. Don't be too buddy-buddy. And that's why I am the way that I am on jobs. Like, I'm not too friendly, all with that. No, that's crazy. But that was my story time and what I wanted to tell you guys. Sorry if the camera's, like, all messed up and you guys hear all this noise, but I really do hope you guys tune in to the video while walking my nephew. So yeah, but make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and tune in for more. I'm gonna let you guys go because I'm a little bit out of breath. See, I work out, but he's tiring me. He's making me feel like dang, like I need to lift more weights. But anyways, thank you.